Hello everybody, today is Monday, February 26, 2018. It was my first day of teaching high school. I just got back, I had a dress shirt on, I took it off. Wow, man. Like, it was going good. I had, the regular teacher was there for like half the day, and then all of a sudden he's like, boom, and he left, and I was like, whoa. And like, this is in Hawaii. I'm in like one of the public school in Hawaii, and there's a big discrepancy between public and private schools in Hawaii. Things were going good. Like, each period was totally different, you know. And the hardest one was the last period, because I had these two like class clowns that were trying to keep on joking and calling the phone and stuff. And I kept calm the whole time. However, I do have the ability to make people laugh much better than than either of these class clowns could. So I basically called one of them on it. I was like, because he kept making jokes. He's like, you know, that didn't have a punchline, and I explained it to him like, hey, if you're gonna make a joke, you really want it to have a punchline. You can't just say, that fan is blue. You know, then the whole class laughed. I was like, or Mr.G is tall. You know, in that class, and he laughed, and he just got upset, and he got up, and he's like, you like fight, you like squat, you like squat. And I was just sitting exactly like this. I'm like, the only one you're just gonna get in trouble is you. You know, it's not in your best interest to fight me. You know, and then. Also, I guess the first period, when the teacher was still there, there was this a lesbian girl. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know a polite way to say this. Like, I thought she was a boy. I have nothing against, like, tomboy lesbians, okay? Butch lesbians, okay? That's not a derogatory term. I've met a lot of butch lesbians that were really nice. However, the majority of them are not nice to me or kind to me for whatever reason. And this girl, she kept on looking at me, just staring at me. I'm like, hi. You know, how's it going? And she's just like, and then she gets up, she's like, you know, and like, just like, I'm like, wow, my existence just really upsets her. I'm a lot cooler than just about every sub. A couple of classes, they were like, you're my favorite sub, you're the coolest sub, you know, and you're the best sub ever, you know, you're all young and cool, you know. Anyways, so this one girl during the first period, she was the only one not working, and I have the class chart, so I know her name right there. And I called her out, like, when the whole class was quiet working. She was just sitting there and just like, I hate that sub, you know. And I was just like, so-and-so, you really want to start working? You haven't been working the whole class period. It's in your best interest to be efficient during this time. It's not, we're only trying to help you. You know, and then she just, like, got red and got embarrassed, you know. Because, like, I have a really deep, carrying voice. So, yeah, but I can see why they pay so much, because it was extremely hard, you know. But the girl from the first period, I have nothing against her. If I get a chance to talk to her again, I'll say, hey, I'm sorry for calling you out in front of the class. If I could do it differently, I wouldn't have called you out individually. However, I don't have anything against you. I have your best interest in mind. I wish the best for you. You know, you shouldn't just look at me like derogatory like that. And you know, one of them were like commenting on my mom. The one that wanted to fight me earlier in the day, he was in a different class at the beginning of the day, and I heard him say the N-word with a hard R at the end. And I called him on it. I'm like, hey, you shouldn't ever use that word, and you should never use it, especially not with a hard R at the end of it. The N-word with a hard R on the end of it? Nobody should use that word. I understand African Americans throw around the N-word a lot. However, they don't put a hard R at it. The only person that puts a hard R at it are the people that dress up like ghosts and burn crosses. Those are where the hard R comes from. And that does not need to be spoken in a public school where you're liable to offend other students. And so I was just clear about that, and I told the administrators too. I'm very glad I don't have to go back tomorrow, and I can have a morning off. I didn't even sleep last night. During the last period, I was a little nervous because I had a cup of coffee during there. You know, like a teacher at a desk, I'm like, oh, I should drink a cup of coffee. But as far as these Joe vlogs go, I'm either gonna have my shirt off or wearing a white T-shirt. They're all on private, so if you're watching them, then it's in the future. What's the future like? You know, am I alive? Am I dead? Maybe I will die. You know, like, people like think about their own death, but I always feel like kind of invincible. But I know it's not the case. So if you're watching this and I have passed away, just remember that you know, I always saw like something beautiful in everything. You know, if I was hungry and tired, or not in always, of course, you know, a lot of times I didn't, but the best times that I was good at is when things were down, the chips were down, I kept my head up, and I saw the beauty in things, you know, the simple things of life, you know. So it's like in Catcher in the Rye when Holden's talking about his childhood, and he's like, I was leaving Pincy and I wanted to have a good memory before I left, and so I, you know, concentrated for a minute. I thought about the time that me and so we were tossing the football, and it was almost dark, and we just kept tossing the football back and forth, just having so much fun. And then it got completely dark, and we just kept tossing the football. And then the old teacher, the geometry teacher from the so-and-so building, stuck his head out the window and said, "Hey, you go boys, go back to the dorm room. It's getting too late, you know." And then we ran back to the dorm room, you know, and it's just like an innocent, peaceful slice of life like that is beautiful. So, but yeah, I didn't haven't nearly accomplished what I wanted to or what I should have in this life. So I hope if I have deceased, it's way into the future, and it's not any time near 2018. So. Thanks, love you.